Yo, what's good, world? Today's a day to get close to our goals. We're going to get there. We just have to stay on course and always know that each day we got to give it our best. We got to stay motivated. We got to have great encouragement of ourselves, and we have to be very motivational. We have to self motivate ourselves because it can become stale whenever we may not feel like we're hitting PRs. We feel like we're not getting progress, but we have to understand that everything is like the stock market. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, but if we stay the course, there's going to be ups in the future. We just have to stay down until we come up. So right here we are doing high box squats, and the intentions of doing high box squats is I want to put all the focus on my quads. So whenever, let's say that whenever I deadlift, I need to be able to use leg drive and to use my quads instead of always focusing on my posterior chain. Um, I usually do closed stance box squats. Give credit to George Lehman because it's a great exercise to increase explosiveness off the floor. I never really had issues with being explosive off the floor, and at the end of the day, we can always improve. We can always get better. So there's nothing wrong with focus on what may be our strengths, but it's great to do things that is going to build up our weaknesses because our body has to be like a unit. We all have to have our body intact, strength and conditional wise. So whenever we do max weight, we'll be able to push through the threshold and hopefully not get injured. But at the end of the day, when you are doing max weight, a risk comes reward. But at the end of the day, we have to always put it in our mind that there's no risk, it's only opportunity because it's just a mindset. So I was able to get 7 reps with 500 pounds. And right here, we're going to do 600 pounds. And I'm going to do this for pretty much a touch and go. I'm not going to sit back. I put the safeties up. Always, if you are in the gym, never feel ashamed of putting safeties up. You know, you don't want to go to the gym and crash out. It's good to have a mindset to want to be extreme, but at the end of the day, we still have to be smart about it. So right here, we are going to do box squats lower, and the main focus is just to keep the tension on the quads and to do 20 reps. I do it in a conventional stance because that's what's going to build power off the floor. This whole exercise also is going to increase speed when you are running, jumping, or doing anything with athleticism because it's going to put just pretty much all the focus on the quads. So you will be able to have some springs in you. You'll be able to jump higher, be able to pretty much just move quicker due to building leg drive. So most of the exercise that you're going to see me do is going to increase pretty much, the squat, bench, and deadlift, stuff like that. But also, the same body parts are going to be used to just pretty much increase the speed, power, and velocity to be able to jump higher, run faster, and all the above, you know. So, doing 20 rep squats as well is going to increase mental fortitude because whenever you get to about 8 reps in your mind, you have to flip the switch because you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to stop. You are going to have voices, and you have to figure out a way to pretty much mute those voices, block those voices, and you have to self motivate yourself to say, hey, how bad do I want it? You got to dig deep, and you have to just motivate yourself. You have to self encourage yourself because when our back is against the wall, no matter what we are doing in the gym, in life, we have to be able to keep pushing forward. So a lot of things that we need to do. We need to train ourselves to have more mental strength. Like our mental strength needs to be more powerful than our muscles, because we can have all the muscles in the world. We can be strong, but if we're not conditioned, there's a high possibility that we're going to quit. It's like I like watching football, and whenever it's the fourth quarter, you have to dig deep. If you're not going to dig deep, you're going to lose the game. The battle is won before the war started, so we have to be prepared, because a wise man once said that fortune favors the one that's prepared. So we have to always train and get our bodies in shape to be able to be prepared, because if we're not, say like we have a polyp to meet, or you have a sport or whatever, and let's say that it's fast paced. If we are not conditioned, it doesn't matter how much we lift in the gym, it doesn't matter how much we train and practice. If we are not conditioned to be able to have the conditioning to be able to keep on going whenever we are tired, there's a high possibility we are going to tap. Like a UFC fight, you're just going to tap on the. And you don't want to be that guy who's not conditioned, because it's like, what's the point in doing all this training if you're not going to be conditioned when it matters? So it's just one of those things that keeps me going. I like doing the 20 reps because it's built me up to be able to be more explosive, to be highly conditioned. Because usually in the past, what I would do was I would do the workouts that I'm doing, and then I would go run bleachers, and then right after that, I would go run, do football drills and stuff like that. But that's extremely taxing. But you have to be very, very, very conditioned. And it's like I used to like wearing hoodies and sweatshirts, and my sweatpants and stuff like I got on right now, and I will go out there, run bleachers right after working out. It may be, let's say, if it's 90 degrees outside with all the gear that I could have on, and then the sun hitting the bleachers, because the football field has turf, it's about 100 degrees, if not more than that. Because that turf, if you ever walked on turf with cleats on, your feet are burning. But you become comfortable with it once you've done it so many times. You've been out in the sun or whatever. But I don't know, it's just one of those things where I'm running bleachers by myself. At the end of the day, you can always quit. But when you're out there by yourself, you have to just motivate yourself. Most people, I would tell them, let's go run bleachers. And they would say, heck no. They'll be like, I'm not working out with you. So, I've had people, they would, let's say I had a cousin. He worked out with me way back when. He told my dad, he said, I worked out with him, and that was the last time I was working out with him. So, right here, I'm doing bounds up here, because bounds is a very advanced exercise to be explosive. We're only going, when you run, jump, pretty much do anything athleticism, you want to make sure that you do a lot of single leg exercises, because it's going to correct any imbalance that you have. It's easy for me to use leg press and stuff like that and use both legs, but if my left leg is overworking my right, there's going to be imbalances. So whenever you do like deadlifts and squats like that, it's going to show if you have imbalances, and it also can end up to injuries. But hopefully that never happens to us. But if it does, we have to figure out a way to adapt. We have to be like water. We have to be able to adapt to this situation. So I like doing exercises that's going to correct my imbalances. That's why I usually do the back raises. I do a lot of exercises that is going to help me in the long run. And bounds, I'm telling you, if you get a sled, You can always do bounds with a sled. You don't have to go extremely heavy like I do at times. Um, Backwards walking with the sled. But to everyone, let's stay motivated. Let's stay encouraged. Let's keep pursuing our goals. Let's be great.